So the example I will use first of all, this is example about sending money using blockchain, but you also need to understand that blockchain is of course a lot more than money. It's basically regarding any assets that can be sold or agreement that can be made that you can persist on blockchain. For the starting here, on the blockchain there will be a number of independent nodes. They are called independent computers that all holds a version of the truth, their version of the truth that hopefully is the same. But they are independent, and that is important to understand. So there's not one central party. There is several parties that cannot work together. They do not necessarily know each other. They do not know each other. So let's see how that will work on the on blockchain. In this case, A wants to send money to B, and if this is in the physical world, you would just take out your node and hand it over to another person. But the challenge with the digitalized assets is that can be replicated. I mean, you don't have it in your hand. It's not something that can be given away when it's digital. You can just copy that one. So blockchain's purpose is to prevent double spending. So he actually is using that digital assets several times. And it can also be, of course, a digital representation of the physical assets in there. So it really is preventing double spending. That is the purpose of blockchain, but without a central authority. Because you can, of course, all register in a central authority in there, who is owning this one here, and then we trust that one here. So the purpose is to avoid double spending without a central authority. So the way it works is the fact that A wants to send money to B, that is then represented as a block. That is sent to the blockchain, and as I talked about, all these different nodes here receive the intention that A wants to send money to B. What they do is that they look into their ledger, their version of the truth here, and check, is it actually correct that A currently owns these assets? If it is, and everyone says, yes, it's correct, then the consensus algorithm says, okay, now it's correct. We all agree that this one is happening, and we can then write the new block to the blockchain or to the ledger, meaning now it says that B owns those money, and the money can be transferred to B's wallet. And that is what blockchain does. So you have a number of nodes that cannot work together, or don't know each other, so they cannot cheat. And that is basically not more into blockchain than this one here.